Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing. Hi, I'm Paul and I'll be your host this morning. And yes, we are much later than usual, but hey, it's the weekend and everybody it deserves a lie-in at the weekend. So yes, here at 11 o'clock rather than normal 7 a.m. we'll try and get back to that time tomorrow morning on Sunday. But hey, that's the weekend as well, so maybe I'll have a lie-in on that one. In the news today, we'll catch up on the cricket that's happening in Lords between England and the Black Caps. Also, we've got NRL action to bring you up to speed with, as well as rugby and also the basketball in the NBA, the NBL, and the Sal's NBL. We've also got golf in the PGA Tour, European Tour, and LPGA Tour with Kiwis in action in all three of those tours currently. There's athletics news to bring up to speed with, and rugby with Super Rugby Trans-Tasman last night as well. And we'll also head over to Roland Garros to see where things are at in that one as we head in to the finals there. Let's start off with Roland Garros then. And on the men's side, Djokovic, the number one seed, beat Rafa Nadal, number three seed, 3-6, 6-3, 7-6, 6-2 in a game they say was for the ages. Only Rafa Nadal's third loss at Roland Garros in 108 games, I think it was. So a big win there for Djokovic, who goes through and will play the Greek Tsitsipas, the number 5 seed, who beat Zverev 6-3, 6-3, 4-6, 4-6, 6-3 in a 5-setter there. So he'll be looking to do all the best he can to recuperate ahead of the men's final. Over on the women's side, and we have two people who are looking for their first ever Grand Slam titles. Krejcikova, the unseeded player, has come through 7-5, 4-6, 9-7 in her semi-final against Sakkari, the 17th seed from Greece. So a massive jump in the standings you'd expect for her with this one, making it into the final there. She's up against Pavlyuchenkova, who is the 31st seed. She beat Zidansik 7-5, 6-3. And as I butcher those Eastern European names, sorry there on that one. Eastern European or Russian names, sorry, there in that one. So first time a Grand Slam winner in the women's side. We'll have to see. On the men's side, two of the higher seeded players have gone through. Let's catch up on the golf then, and over on the PGA Tour, we've got the Palmetto champs, and Danny Lee is in action there. 2 over par second round really has hurt his chances, and he's slipped back to tied 21st after a fantastic first round for him. But weekend play is on the cards, which is good news for him. Has missed several of the tournaments. He is now 9 shots behind Hadley, who is leading there. But for Daly, that's a good result for him. Over or going well so far for him. Over in Europe, in the Scandinavian mixed, Ryan Fox into the weekend action. He is in tied 15th currently at 8 under par. The leader is Headwall, from Sweden at 13 under par. Unfortunately, Geary missed the cut on that one. Lydia Ko in the LPGA Mediheal Championship is fighting back after a disappointing first round. She's currently 2 under par on the second round to be 2 under par for the tournament so far, at tied 14th place, 4 shots behind the leader, Maguire of Ireland at the top there. Maguire is tied at top there with Kim, from the States in that one. Don't forget, we've also got netball action kicking off tomorrow with the Stars versus the Pulse down in Palmerston North. But moving on then, and let's get into the basketball. Over in the NBA, it's championships semi-finals time. And the Bucks have pulled one back against the Nets, 86-83. So it's now 2-1 in that series, whereas the Utah Jazz are going good guns against the Clippers, winning their second game 117-111 to take a 2-0 lead in that one there. It's also semi-finals time in the NBL over in Australia. On Thursday, we saw The Wildcats be downed by the Hawks by 2 points. And yesterday, Melbourne United took a 1-0 lead in their series against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, 96-78. Both those series best of 3. Today, the Hawks will take on the Wildcats, and tomorrow it will be Southeast Melbourne Phoenix against Melbourne United. Over in the Sal's NBL, and the Southern Sharks got a good win over the Manawatu Jets, 104-97. Manawatu Jets got a real tough weekend this weekend up against first and second in the table, both of them on the road as well. Manawatu Jets doing well there to be within 7 points of the Southern Sharks to extend their lead at the top of the table. Now they're on 18 points, Wellington Saints on 14, but the Saints have got 4 games in hand, so they can overhaul the Sharks at the top of the table, but the Sharks have got the points on the table at the moment. That's all our basketball news, so we'll head over to the rugby. And in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, we had 2 games yesterday. The Hurricanes took on the Reds with some exceptionally questionable refereeing calls that really took the wind out of the sails of the Reds. The Reds were in this one at halftime. It was 10-7 to the Hurricanes, but a couple of yellow cards in the second half and a penalty try saw the Hurricanes win this one 43-14 to get the try bonus point and give themselves a chance of making it into the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman final, however remote that might be. Then we had the Brumbies up against the Highlanders, and the main topic of conversation in this one was the first mental conversation in that first game was the refereeing. The main topic of conversation in the second game was the jerseys, as the Highlanders wore their away white jersey up against the Brumbies in their predominantly white jersey, with a bit of, and both of them had dark shorts on as well, which made it very, very difficult viewing. And as I say, most of the conversations in the first half on Twitter were about the jerseys. This was 12-14 at halftime, a tight one. In the second half, though, just after halftime, really, the Highlanders came out with a higher intensity and blew the Brumbies away to win this one at 12-33. Again, they picked up the try bonus point. Now they will sit and wait and see how the Rebels go against the Crusaders, to see whether the Highlanders will make it in, and also the Blues versus the Force, to see if the Highlanders will make it in to that final. It's all could come down to points difference if the Crusaders pick up the try bonus point against the Rebels, as I think most people are expecting them to do. Over in, don't forget to join me. I'll have you in post-match reaction, definitely to the Blues versus the Force, and we might give you one to the Rebels versus the Crusaders as well. The final game of the round is the Waratahs versus the Chiefs, but that one won't be impacting the finals. Over in the NRL, and 2 games yesterday, the Sea Eagles blew away the Cowboys 50-18. Big blowout win there for the Eagles. The Sharks up against the Panthers had a tough one there, taking on top of the table, and they beat them 19-18, giving the Panthers their first loss of the season. So well done to the Sharks there, who are down in 10th place, picking up that win against the top of the table team in that one. Finally, then, let's talk. Not finally. We'll move on to athletics, where Tom Walsh has been in action at the Golden Gala meeting in Florence, which is part of the Diamond League, which he won that with a distance of 21.47 meters in the shot put, a bit short of his 22 that he did earlier in the week, or has done recently, but not in absolute top form. But still picks up the win, has won both the Diamond League events he's entered this year, and is now on a 4 winning run in the Diamond League, dating back to 2019, obviously 2020 being disrupted by COVID there. So 4 back-to-back wins in the Diamond League for Tom Walsh as he gears up for the Olympics this year in that one. So good form from him, which is wonderful to see. Over in the cricket, then, and England's lower order wagged, which pulled them up to which meant they got all bowled out for 303. Dan Lawrence was unbeaten on 81. Good partnerships with Ollie Stone with 20 and Mark Wood with 41 down the order there to really save England as they reached, as a 303 all out. For the bowlers, it was 4 wickets for Trent Boult on his return to the side, 3 for Matt Henry, 1 for Wagner, and a couple for Patel as well. Daryl Mitchell, the only bowler not to pick up any wickets, but had the best economy rate out of all of them. In reply, New Zealand lost Tom Latham, the captain, early on. He was out for just 6 runs, but that just brought Will Young to join Devon Conway at the crease. They put on a nice 122-run stand before Devon Conway was out to Broad for 80. Will Young was then joined by Ross Taylor, and they put on another 90-run stand before Will Young was out on the last ball of the day for 82. Ross Taylor there on 46 and not out, and New Zealand currently trail England by 74 runs with 7 wickets in hand. So a strong position there for the Black Caps heading into day 3 of the second test between the two sides over there. You have now started the day the best way to with all the important sports news, but let's be honest, you started the day a while ago. We've caught up now with the important sports news. I'll be back tomorrow with the morning sports briefing, and also at 8 p.m. on Sunday with the Super Rugby round review. So do join us for that. This is the final round of the regular season for Super Rugby Trans-Tasman next weekend. It will be the final. Who will be in it? Will the Highlanders be in there, or will the Crusaders and the Blues knock them out? The only way you're going to find out is to watch those games. Obviously, they are on Sky, and as I say, I'll be live on Twitter during those games. So come and have a chat, and I'll also be doing post-match reactions, probably to both of those ones as well.